Why won't your attorney answer these 3 questions? Number 1, how long will my case take? After an injury, your health is the most important thing, and until you are medically stable and know your prognosis, we can't know how much you deserve. Number 2, how much is my case worth? In addition to having to get you medically stable, we need to know how your injury has affected you and how it will affect you in the future. Don't trust anyone who claims to know the value of your case without knowing all of the details. Jury verdicts vary greatly. Number 3, will my case go to trial? Your attorney must have trial experience and be well prepared, but can only tell you that most cases do settle. Remember, the case is more likely to settle and settle favorably if the insurance company knows that your attorney has the experience that is necessary. Ask about the attorney's experience and if the attorney is a board-certified specialist. If anyone in your family has been hit and hurt, call the Walter Clark Legal Group at the Sevens.
It's Pure Sports with Geoff Bloom on the Valley Sports Theater. I am the Dome along with Austin. 802-465-1027. That is the number for the Fanatic text line. If you'd like to chime in, we would love to hear from you guys. Always a lot going on here on a Friday, but when it's 3:30, you know who's going to be in studio with us. It's time for the Walter Clark Legal Group Ask the Expert segment.
The Walter Clark Ask the Expert on Pure Sports is brought to you by the Sevens. Call the Sevens if you've been hit and hurt and get help from a board-certified expert at the Walter Clark Legal Group. Call the top-rated firm that performs. The Walter Clark Legal Group.
Joining us in studio as he has each week, Lawrence Presley, attorney at law with the Walter Clark Legal Group. Happy Friday, Lawrence. How are you?
Happy Friday. Doing well. Happy to be here.
It's good to see you. Got a great list of stuff to talk about today. You've got a couple big announcements that we'll get to in just a little bit. Listeners are going to want to stay tuned. But let's start off with our main topic at hand today. Is the Shohei Ohtani contract. And I'd asked
this is perfect.
A couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, I really wanted to learn from you about this contract. We've talked about other professional athletes' contracts since you joined the show. And Shohei's is so interesting because it's a $700 million contract, but 600 of the 80 of the $700 million is deferred. He's just getting a couple million each year these first 10 years. And it's like, how do teams come up with that? What are the pros? What are the cons of a contract for like this kind of money?
Right. So in Ohtani's case, the $680 million is deferred, and he's only making annually $2 million.
Hope he
per
makes
year.
it okay.
I think he will because his endorsement deals that he gets every year.
Right.
I mean, they're up there, expected to be, I think, according to Forbes, like $60 million
Right.
each year. So that being said, he should be okay. In regards to what the Dodgers are actually having to pay out, in addition to the $2 million, they have to put, and according to the collective bargaining agreement from the MLB, they're required to put the present value of those payments, those deferred payments, in an escrow account. For the future.
Interesting.
Right, yeah. So they are each year putting in $46 million away. It does save, the present value calculation does save the Dodgers roughly $24 million each year, though, and that would go toward better talent.
You know, I am so glad
Helps
you
him with the luxury tax.
Yeah, it helps
too.
with the luxury tax too.
It does, yeah.
But I said something to you last week. I've said something on this show that I've wondered for a long time if the Guggenheim Group would just say, maybe after 4 or 5 years, maybe they win some rings, maybe they don't. You know what? Shohei's contract's about to be done. We want to sell, get out of here. That is very interesting to know that they are putting a lot of money into that account, that someday when they have to start paying him, all that, it's $68 million a year, they're going to have to owe him, right?
Correct. And what's also interesting about the money that's being put in the escrow account is that it's accruing interest that won't be paid to the player, but actually earned by the Dodgers.
That's it.
So they're mamaking money on his money.
They're making money on his money.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we've never seen a contract like this, Lawrence, to this level. Because we were hearing about where he was going to sign, and we heard it was going to be a big number. Was it going to be $600 million? Was it? Who would have thought $700 million? And then we hear he signed with the Dodgers, but then we hear there's some money deferred. And then I'm like, and what do you think? 10 years, whatever. When everyone learned 680 of the 700 million, I think most every fan of baseball was just blown away to see that much money deferred. As you say, Shohei has other revenue streams. He doesn't need it at this time. and it does help the team put a better product on the field if they can stay healthy.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's a lot to gain in a deal like this. It's a very creative contract. We've seen more of these contracts since, but the Dodgers in this type of situation are also able to profit quite a bit by having Ohtani on their team. I mean, the premium they're able to charge on his jerseys, all those types of revenue that can be generated from having what would be arguably one of the best hitters in the game as well as a top pitcher, it certainly would help the Dodgers.
Obviously, there's pros and cons to every situation. What would you say a con is for each Ohtani and the Dodgers, if there is one?
The con for Ohtani is fairly obvious. He's not making $68 million each year, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's being deferred out. Some would say that could actually be a benefit based on what type of tax implications he could sort out or save actually based on his domicile at the time the contract ends. So that being said, that would be what I would imagine a con for Ohtani.
Yeah. Anything for the Dodgers? You've highlighted the money they're making, and his money's making them money. Anything, just the big payments down the road, is that a con for them?
It's interesting because in say 6 years, Ohtani could be DH pinch hitter, and they could still be dishing out $46 million for designated hitter, pitch hitter, or something of that nature. So, based on his health, as long as he stays healthy, right now we're about to see a prime Ohtani. You could consider this a recovery year, which is kind of silly to think about based on what he's already been able to achieve. So,
well, they're paying him. The contract that's on the piece of paper is for him to be a pitcher and a hitter.
Right.
And they haven't gotten the pitcher part this year. And understandably, he's had an historic year at the plate, but he hasn't been able to fulfill that out of the part of the kind. This is Tommy John surgery number 2.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantees after that second one. Austin and I have talked about that quite a bit. You just don't know what you're going to get. Now, maybe he's that rare guy that's able to come back and be his old self, but time will tell.
Certainly.
So we're just going to have to see. So another part before we dive into some of your bigger announcements today, there is a lawsuit on this 50-50 ball. I read about it. Obviously, you read about it. It's a very interesting story. What are your thoughts on it, and how do you view it?
The 50-50 ball is actually kind of a fun legal issue.
A fun legal issue.
It is.
How many times a week do you say that Walter Clark League Group? This is fun.
Every day.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
The possessory rights of a baseball start with the home team because they're providing the baseballs, and the home team actually abandons the ball the moment it is hit into the stands, right?
Correct.
So then the legal question, really simple, who has possession of the ball? And what we've seen, I don't know if you've seen any of the footage, it's kind of difficult to
It was because where it was hit.
Yeah.
It was underneath like a hangover of a higher section.
And there was a big pile up.
Yes.
The pile turned into 2 people and then one sole possessor after that pile up and struggle for the possession of the ball. That person, Belansky, I think was his last name, ended up selling it to an auctioneer, big auctioneer, Golden, and then the other party who was struggling for the ball has filed an injunction, which essentially asks the court to prevent any type of conduct that would cause irreparable harm to another. And there has to be some imminent harm associated to allow it to get granted. What I see is 3 ways here. Either the judge is going to deny the injunction, allow the auction to move forward. The judge will either grant the injunction, allow the determination of who has possessory rights of the ball. Third option, and this would go to Dodgers fans as well as Giants fans, but back in 2001, there was a lawsuit that was figured out on Barry Bonds'
Barry Bonds ball.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this because I lived in the Bay Area at the time, and it's just hard to get away from all the ruckus going on as Barry Bonds was setting the season record high. But the home run ball there was possessed by one person, crowd jumped on him, knocked the ball out, another person retained possession of that ball. The judge ordered that the ball be auctioned off and split the proceeds between the 2 parties. And the reason...
Interesting.
Yeah, and the reason for that was because the second person that came into possession did no wrong. So it was actually seemed to be a difficult issue for the court to figure out, but that was their decision or how they determined that.
How difficult is it for a judge to determine, is the word you use, I don't want to say it wrong, but is it possessory? Is that what you just said a moment
Possessory interest, but
possessory
it's just possession.
Possession. So how difficult if you have two lawyers representing two different clients saying, no, I had the ball. No, how does a judge go about figuring that out? And what just the craziness of that moment?
Right. Well, evidence, right? You have testimony, you have video. In the Giants case, you had video footage of the entire situation. They saw the one possession, the ball flew out of his hands, and then somebody else regained possession. Here, in this case with Mattis, we don't have that. We have segments, the beginning and then the end. So it might be a little more difficult for the judge to figure that decision out in regards to who has possession.
Typically, cases like this, do they take a longer period of time to come to a fair resolution?
It certainly depends on the circumstances of the case. So in federal court, they can move fairly quickly, but again, it really does depend on the facts of the case. Here, it might be a pretty clear decision for the court because there is no maybe evidence demonstrating that this Mattis had sole possession prior to what he claims he was depossessed of the ball, right?
Right.
At this point, all we see is a struggle for possession and then one sole possessor being Belansky with the ball. Judge could certainly deny the injunction, things move forward, case done. Or, alternatively, the judge could grant the injunction, and then we could see a longer process.
The thought I had when Ohtani hit that ball, we were watching here in studio, was he's going to want that ball.
Yeah.
That's what I thought at the beginning. I never said it on the show. I just thought to myself, he's going to want that ball. What will he pay for that ball? Whether that is future tickets, jerseys, pictures, whatever it is that these fans want, what is that going to cost him? Money, whatever. I mean, I don't care. So I thought that's where we would be. I didn't think we'd be where we are.
Well, I think there was a previous home run, my best recollection here, where Ohtani did actually get a ball that he hit out. I forgot which number that was for him. Maybe the first one with the Dodgers, but
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it might have been that one. But then there's also, I think about Golden auction. I don't know if anyone's familiar with them, but they're a big name in the United States. One of the biggest auctioneers.
Ken Golden.
Yeah, Ken Golden, and he actually has a Netflix series regarding these type of situations. And the second somebody comes into some one-of-one memorabilia, he's on their doorstep and making sure that they retain, and then they auction it off because they have a bigger network and fan base that they can certainly get the premium for.
It's a good show if you have the time.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
He is Lawrence Presley. He's an attorney at law with the Walter Clark Legal Group. Great stuff today, the Shohei Ohtani contract and the 50-50 ball lawsuit. Let's definitely stay in the loop on that 50-50 ball. That's very interesting how that plays out. But moving forward, you've got a couple of big announcements today, Meg. I know the first one has to do with the Firebirds, and I'll just get out of your way and let you make your announcement because I don't know who's more excited. Austin and I, we can't even win, but we're excited that you're doing this here on the show.
Well, we're fortunate. We're fortunate here, and we're fortunate to have your all support here and allowing us to get this recognition and get the this giveaway offer out there. So Walter Clark Legal Group and the Dome are giving away season opening tickets for the Firebirds. And so these tickets are for our UBS box seats, free food, VIP parking, free drink, an exceptional view, and of the season opener, Firebirds against, I believe it's the Bakersfield,
October 11th.
Yeah. So that's one of the offerings. And then also, and we haven't even posted anything about this on Facebook or Instagram yet, but if you could, this is exclusive news, sign up for Walter Clark Legal Group's Facebook or Instagram because we are giving away the tickets to the Lakers versus Timberwolves game, and that also is for our UBS suite too. Last day to enter that giveaway is October 2, 2024. Game's on October 4 of this year.
Well, that's next Friday.
Yeah.
October 4th is next Friday. So, again, if you want to win these Laker tickets, just say one more time what they need to do between now and October 2nd, which is next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday. And we have not talked about this posted, so you could get the head start, check every day. But sign up Walter Clark Legal Group's Facebook or Instagram, and you could have opportunity to win those tickets to the LA Lakers versus Timberwolves.
All right, that is a great deal. Now let's get back, talk about those amazing Firebird tickets. And the way they're going to win them, Lawrence, is next week you're going to join us out at the Epson Tour Championship over at Indian Wells Golf Resort, and we are going to do a trivia question pertaining to the Firebirds, and then we're going to give them away next week.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll be giving those tickets out next week, and that's, again, for the season opener for the Firebirds.
What a great pair of tickets. I mean, VIP parking, all the food you can eat, beverages of choice, and a great view of the game. I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to be a part, again, of the Dome, being able to give those tickets out. And, again, next week it'll be fun, too, being at the golf tournament.
Yeah, you're coming out with us. How about that?
Yeah,
The Epson Championship, obviously 15 LPGA Tour cards are going to be awarded next week. So it's a big event for the females in the tournament. It can be life-changing to get on the tour. Obviously, the tournament is October 3rd through the 6th. We're going to be there on Friday the 4th from 3 to 6. But, you'll do your segment with us next week just like you are right now. But we're going to be right near the first tee and giving these tickets away. And hopefully it's a little bit cooler. And we'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm excited. I didn't even know until just yesterday when you all shared the news. So definitely excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I did hear through the grapevine that you are kind of like Austin in the sense that you are currently single. Is that correct?
I
feel like I'm in a courtroom and he's on trial here.
All right.
Are you currently single or not single?
Okay, so I was single for a while. Man, this is on the spot here, right? I was single for a while.
Yeah.
However, I am seeing someone.
Okay.
That being said,
Yeah.
I'm a great wingman. So
You're a
if
great
there's
wingman.
Anybody out there, they can be Iceman. I can be Maverick.
So would you be Austin's Maverick next week at the Epson?
Absolutely. However, I would respectfully request that we skip the volleyball scene in efforts to find somebody to spend the rest of his life with.
So how long have you been with the current? We'll just call her a friend. We'll keep it simple, okay?
He's seeing her.
Well, he's seeing her.
That's open to interpretation.
Well, have you been seeing her for a week or for a month or for 2 months?
It's been a very short period of time. Yeah,
In a very short period.
Yeah.
What was Austin's still trying to find avenues. What avenue did you use?
Okay, so in regards to the avenues that I use, I'll certainly share those.
Did you bump into her at the grocery store or Walmart? Did you use one of those jumble thing?
There's
apps?
a lot of different there's a lot of different opportunities out there, and if you are looking, I would just recommend using all of them.
Use all of them.
Yeah, get yourself out there and
So what's your philosophy when it comes to meetings? Like getting out, do you like going out to a sports bar? Do you where is your game the best at?
Where's my game the best at? For me, I'm not one to go out to a sports bar or anything like that. But I just think if you're putting yourself out there, I don't even know. I really don't know where
shots
my
on
game's
goal.
The best.
The volume
Do
game.
you like getting a lot of shots on goal, Lawrence?
What's shots on goal mean?
Lawrence.
Like you were saying, the avenues.
The avenues.
whether
Shots
it's
on goal.
Hinge.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out there.
Yeah, well, if you're single, you need to put yourself out there.
Right, that's
to
shots
meet
on goal.
Other people. Okay, yeah, so shots on goal. But then once you find somebody that you want and see a future with, then no shots on goal.
Then then you found your shot on goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
What was one of your dates with her? Did you take her to Sabatino's?
I should. Maybe in the future, but not
That's
yet.
a big. As much as you love pizza, if you take her to Sabatino's, this is a major step. If he walks into Sabatino's and you're there, and he walks in with a friend, you're gonna know this is big time.
Yeah,
I actually went to Sabatino's yesterday. I picked some.
What'd you get?
I got the Firebird pizza.
What'd you think?
It was so good. It was delicious.
And what'd you think of the kick?
The kick was great. It was
Right.
perfect.
And we thought when you said you liked the little kick, what I like about that pizza is it hits you, but then it's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't you're not like reaching for a gallon of milk.
doesn't
I love that.
Linger, yeah. They do a good job, and I don't know how you balance it out, but it was really delicious, as recommended. So I had to try that before coming back here this week.
All right. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll have more with Lawrence. If any questions about his dating life, I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them. 802-465-1027. It's Pure Sports with Geoff Bloom on the Valley Sports Leader, 102.7, The Fanatic. It's Pure Sports with Geoff Bloom on the Valley Sports Leader. I am the Dome along with Austin. We have our good buddy Lawrence Presley in studio from Walter Clark Legal Group. Mike, the Rams fan, chimes in. He said, Lawrence, I have to apologize on behalf of the Dome. He thinks that guys meet girls by bumping into them at Walmart. Look, it's amazing who you can meet at Walmart. I don't think there's anything wrong with meeting a prospect at Walmart. You never know who you're going to meet when you go out is how I look at it.
That's true. I don't know much about meeting people in Walmart, but I know what you can get in Walmart.
Right. Tie. Did you buy one?
Yeah.
He bought a zipper tie. I didn't know he was wearing the tie. I love it.
Good or what?
I absolutely. So
Wow.
does anyone at the firm know you did this?
Only one person.
Only one?
Only one
I
person.
see. Did you know he
You
had a
don't
zipper
even
tie
know.
on? What do you think now that you own one?
I'm impressed. It's quick. It's easy.
It's quick. It's easy.
I had to put a little dimple in it,
yeah.
but otherwise it's good. I like
I
it.
changed your life, Lawrence. I bet you could sleep for 7 more minutes a day now.
It does. It saves a little time. I should
Because
come
let
in
me
here
ask-
and
let
show
me-
you how to tie.
No,
it
that's-
takes
isn't that
seconds.
better?
It's easy.
Let me
is.
ask you
Yeah.
something.
It is.
I don't even know who the one person is. I think I can guess. Does Walter know you own a zipper tie?
He does now. I don't know if he hasn't said anything. He
So
hasn't
did you
seen it
go
yet.
all day at work? Is today the first day you wore the tie?
Yeah.
So can you? So are you going back to work? Or are you done?
Yeah. I'll go back to work.
Okay,
after
but
this.
as of 3:53 on September 27th, and you went to work. What you go to work 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
I go with work 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Did anyone say anything to you all day? If you
No comments.
No comments.
Yeah.
Wow. He's at a law firm.
He is.
He's at a law firm where they all dress to the nines. Nobody said. Does the one person that knows, is it your new friend?
No, not my new friend.
It's
Joe.
So it's Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
So did you tell Joe, or did Joe, when you walked in the room, did he say, "Why the hell are you wearing a zipper tie"?
I told Joe.
You
I
told Joe.
Yeah.
Did after you were wearing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually can't tell. I'm
See?
I'm
Thank
surprised.
you.
I thought it was
It's
gonna look
almost
cheesy, so I'm surprised that it looks normal.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
I
Did
like-
you buy multiple or just one?
Just one. Just one. I had to
check-
try it out.
Look. I mean, you already knew about Sabatino's, but we got eating Firebird pizza and wearing zipper ties. You've been with us for a month.
Yeah, I thought. Well, even last week, we started to rally a little bit. We started getting a lot of people asking questions,
Right.
kind of feeding off of each other. So it was fun.
Spaghetti
We're
Jeff.
on to something.
Hey, Lawrence, you're doing a fantastic job. They're trying to rattle you, and are you as cool as and yours as cool as the other side of the pillow. Mike, the Saints fan.
Thank you.
Dome, Lawrence is a civil lawyer. They get all the ladies because they know how to screen through them. Lawrence needs to teach Austin how to properly, basically, scan out prospects. So could you help Austin meet somebody? Now that you're happy with someone, could you help him meet somebody?
Yeah, certainly. I mean,
Do you feel
we gotta
like you
figure-
get all the girls because of your status? Like
He's
Mike
saying he
said?
can screen them well.
Yeah, I can screen them
Do you
well.
screen?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you screen women well?
I think there's some like really important things you can look for, and it's really basic stuff. We all hear about it. We want to have similar values. I think
Right.
financial competence is important because
Yeah.
that's one of the most cited things in divorce papers.
Any
right?
team
So
allegiances that you would not like? Austin will not date a 49er fan.
that's understandable. So I mean, if that's how he feels, you don't
But
want
I'm
to have
saying,
those fights every
do
day.
you have that issue?
No, not with sports fans.
Not
I think
with-
it creates a little camaraderie between each other. Some, it could be fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Bryant says, "See, I told you, Lawrence. I've been using zipper ties for years, and nobody knows."
Yeah, it's a
See?
secret. Yeah.
I told you learned from. We're learning a lot from
You're
you.
teaching me.
but I'm teaching you
Yeah,
too.
You're the expert.
Zipper ties
Yeah.
are the way to go. They're less expensive, I believe. You might have owned way more ties than I own, and now you own one zipper tie, and now you can save money on your future ties and take your friend out more. Do
That's true. Very true.
you have any plans with your friend this weekend?
no, no plans with my friend this weekend.
When are you going to see your friend again?
Maybe in a few days. We'll
Okay.
see.
Well, that'd
yeah.
be Sunday, so maybe it is going to have plans this weekend.
Yeah, potentially. Maybe we'll see. Haven't.
Do you feel like roles are reversed, that I'm the lawyer right now, and you're up on the stand?
I definitely feel like that. Yeah, you'd be a good attorney.
All right, well, I thought about it. It was too much schoolwork for me.
Yeah.
So Austin likes this because now the heat's off him, and I'm asking. B&B fan says Lawrence probably does voice dyer on all of the prospects.
That's jury selection. It's a fancy word for jury selection.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've ever done that with a group of girls?
I try to avoid the legalese and all the
Voyeur,
yeah, the cross-examination techniques.
Have
things
you
like
ever
that.
been arrested?
Have you ever
Yeah.
been arrested?
State one.
That's the first question.
All right, Lawrence, we will see you at Indian Wells Golf Resort next week, okay?
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, guys. Hour one of the
Appreciate it.
books. Hour two coming up. Austin and I make our NFL picks on the other side of the break. Stay with us. Hour two coming up.